Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Let's Play series. I'm here with a game called KeeperRL. It is a dungeon building game basically, so you start out as an evil wizard and your goal is to build a dungeon and destroy the enemies around you that spawn in the area. It reminds me a lot like maybe like a Dwarf Fortress in a way, kind of like a Delvers, which I think was a game that was on Steam for a while. It's still on Steam. I don't think it did too good though. But yeah, it's very similar to that, and has a lot of roguelike features and such. So it's got randomly generated maps, permadeath, stuff like that. You can play as a keeper, play as an adventurer. So it's similar to Dwarf Fortress, as you can either build a fortress, or you can go and explore other people's. We're gonna play as a keeper because that's the part that interests me the most. And for keeper name, we're just going to stick with the same one I've got there, level generation seed. We're going to leave blank as random, which I guess that's going to be the random one there. And we're just going to start this game and go right into a new world. There's not too much I need to explain getting in here. All the explaining can be done actually inside the game. And alright, so now that we're in here, I'm actually going to pause. And so here we are in the world, and what we've got is we got our little keeper here, or our wizard basically, our evil wizard, and we've got minions. So we're playing as the bad guy in this game. That is the ultimate goal. This is the world here. Obviously I can only see certain parts of it. There's like a fog of war. And yeah, we start right here next to this giant mountain, which is what we're going to want to dig into to build our keep basically, or our dungeon. So it looks like the most amount of resources are just chilling right here in this part. So this is probably, and I like how I have this bridge right here to kind of force enemies to have to go down that. So this is actually a really good start. Yeah, this works out nice because then enemies are going to have to funnel themselves down this bridge, because enemies will attack us. So basically the whole world generates with enemies in it. So we have different enemy civilizations that are around us that we can't see yet. And we can actually go off and attack those civilizations. And the goal of the game to win is to actually kill them all. Or hopefully kill them all. You'll lose if they kill you, but... Alright, let's start queuing up some tunnels to dig in here. Our minions will run off and start doing that. There they go. So they're digging us some tunnels here. We're going to kind of dig our way in, and the goal is to kind of build basically an area to set up traps right off the bat. So let's kind of go like that and see what we've got. Because we want to do kind of like a little bit of a zigzag here so we can get a bunch of traps set up. There's all sorts of traps in the game. You can view them all here. I generally only use the gas traps, web traps, maybe some surprise or terror. I don't ever really touch the boulder traps too much, but they can be useful from what I understand. Let's go like this here. Let's actually just go all the way down again. And there's a couple different ways we want to do this. So I usually do a zigzag pattern. Then I'll come up, and I've only played actually one game of this, but what I went with actually ended up working out pretty nice. So we'll come up, and I'm thinking, how do I want to do this part? I mean, come up, I want to get all of this stone here as preferably the goal. So I'm thinking about doing just a big room. Let's pause it for a second. I'm thinking about doing just a room like this. So I can add the door. Just get rid of this part, and I can add the door right here. I actually don't want that dug out though. That's the problem. I'll actually put the door right here. Alarm trap here. Room here. Yep. Okay. So I'm going to do it like that. I'm going to try to make this as aesthetically pleasing to the eye as possible, but of course, I can. I'll probably end up messing it up, and it's going to look horrendous, and it's going to bother everybody, and everybody's OCD is going to itch, and oh well. I'm going to do the best I can. And we're going to open up this room here. So what this room allows us to do is I can actually put a door right here and put an alarm trap here. And so when they step on the alarm trap, all of my minions that'll be inside of my dungeon once I start getting built up will all rush down here into this room to engage in combat. So I want a big room here so that way I can kind of catch the enemy on different sides. And I want to put the door here in the alarm trap here because when they come through the door, they'll sometimes try to sidestep the alarm trap. So I want them to be forced to have to step on it. Most of the time they can't see the traps, but certain enemies can see traps, such as like bandits and whatnot. So I think what we'll do is we'll put our, let's see, we'll do, this room will be the fighting room then. We can come off this way with a hallway, build into this room full of gold, make that something valuable. I don't really think I want to do it like that. I think I'll just dig those two out and then I'll close it off. I need to make sure I build these rooms so that they're large enough for future expansion as well. Like that. And this room could be something, I guess. We need to get a library up as fast as possible. Your library allows your keeper here to go in there and do research, and he'll basically earn mana, and then your mana can be used to buy all sorts of technologies and such, which will appear in this screen. But obviously, I don't have any. I don't have any technologies to research because I don't have a library. Let's drop a few more minions. They cost us mana here. Every time you drop a minion, the mana count goes up. So we were at 20, now 22. And just two more will be fine. That gives us a 6 total. So it kind of helps out getting these rooms opened up a little bit more. Now we've got all of this, all these goods just kind of sitting here doing nothing for us. So we want to actually build a small stockpile to put these all in, which will be probably right here. I think that'll work. Actually, I'll put it there. That way it's fairly large and I don't have to build another stockpile for a long time. So that works out nice, and we want them to actually start working on this stockpile. Let's see if I can prioritize this all. And that'll make sure that they will prioritize a stockpile. Let's start cutting down some trees whilst we're at it so we can get some wood. We don't have any trees right next to our door. Hopefully we don't run into anything. I don't like going too far, but I think that'll do it right there. What are these guys doing? Just running around. Okay. Oh no, we dug outside. Yikes. Luckily there's a fill tool there. There never used to be a fill tool, but it was added, which is always good. Can I not fill the outside part though? It doesn't look like I can. So I just would have to fill this and this, which would make for an awkwardly shaped room. So I'll just have to fill this over time. You can only queue one spot to be filled up. So until they actually fill this spot, I can't queue up anything else to be filled, as you can see, or filled, as you can see as I'm clicking around. Obviously they can't fill it though because I need to actually build a stockpile. So let's get a resource stockpile down right here. Will be good because I'm probably going to shift this around since this happened. And that should allow them to pick up these resources and start moving them. So there they go. And then one of them will use it to fill up that. We'll fill this up here for now. And you know what? As much as it's bothering me to leave it like that, I'm just going to go like this and not worry about it right now. All right, let's dig these two spots up there because that'll obviously bother me. And we'll have to fill in these spots as they get picked up. I do have gold already now, but I don't want to fully build a treasure room yet because if I do, then I can provoke other things to come attack me. That's not good right there. There's something right there already. It could be a bandit lair, it could be a dragon lair, it could be dwarves, it could be anything. There could be anything inside that hall there. Okay, let's get down. Let's see, let's start filling up some more areas. Let's get some doors down. Not yet. No, I need a research area. Okay. How else do I want to build this then? I definitely want to come off the top here. Oh god, it's not center. Ooh, it's going to bother me unless I go like that. And then technically this will be center. Yep, we'll do that. Okay. What do I want to put in here? I think this, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This needs to be one more. All right, so let's start getting some of this stuff down. So let's turn this into a dormitory. And we can start getting some minions to come live with us. It's going to take a lot of wood, I believe. 10 wood per tile to build. So I'm probably going to definitely need some more trees cut down. Alright. We can get that last one. And I definitely need to get a library up ASAP. Let's do, if we've got the dormitory here, we're definitely going to come off the top here. So let's start digging that. We'll start digging that way up. A little bit more. Oh, hold on one second. Just look at my options real quick. Okay, there's something I want to check. Okay, we're going to keep digging up this way. I can always kind of change some stuff up. So this is none of this is really permanent. I'm just trying to think where I want to put the library for now. I'll usually just put it in a random spot. Let's throw it right. Just do it right off to the side here. Doesn't have to be massively huge. Just do something like that. Like that. That'll be our library, so we can get our keeper up there and he can start doing some researching, which is something we most definitely need going as soon as possible. There we go. And I actually forgot that even though I've got this dormitory here, I can't get minions until I actually have gold to pay them because it costs money to pay them. So I'm going to need to set up a small treasure room somewhere. Is the best place to generally do it is usually if you lose your keeper, you lose the game. I don't think I mentioned that. If he dies, you lose the game. So I find it's usually best not to put your treasure room near him, although I know a lot of people do. Personally, I don't think it's a good idea because if they get to the treasure room, they're going to find him. But sometimes some enemies will come and just rob you, and they won't actually try to kill your keeper. They just want your gold, like bandits and such. Oh, an orc shaman actually did join our forces, so I definitely got to get something up soon. Wow, an orc shaman, really, right off the bat. They're usually actually pretty rare. My last game I played, I didn't get any orc shamans, so that is a pretty good hit right off the bat. Yeah, so like I said, you don't want to put your gold near them because sometimes they'll just come rob you for your gold and then they'll leave. And they won't really pay you much mind outside of that. So why don't I come up here and put the gold? I usually like to make it so that way the enemy has to go through like my dormitory or something where all my minions are to get to my gold. So why don't I just put it up here for now? That's a really big gold room, although I really want to get all these resources, but let's do this. We'll do a 3x3 gold room, and then I can fill in the extra areas there. But yeah, we got an orc shaman, so we can actually take a look at him and see shaman. All right, Gorbash. And he's got 16 attack, 13 strength, 11 accuracy, 13 defense, 11 dexterity, and his speed. So just like normal roguelike games, everything has a speed that it can do per turn. So obviously the higher, the faster, and the lower, the slower they are. Any equipment he might be wearing and stuff like that, we can rename him. So if you guys actually want to have a character in the game, let me know. And I will gladly start renaming people after you guys. Which would be fantastic. I would love to get some of you in here. So let me know if you want to be a character in the game. I can't guarantee that you'll live for very long, but I will do my best to try to make sure you stay alive. All right, we can do some researching now. Let's go for crafting because that's the most basic one right off the bat. Nighttime is coming. So at nighttime, you get a bonus towards mana for killing people. So every time you kill somebody, you get some extra mana. And when nighttime comes, if you kill people at night, you get even more mana. So it's pretty useful. Let's throw a couple doors up here. Like this. I think that looks pretty good. And we'll start getting some doors up here on our rooms. Like that. Let's get a door up here in the library, a door for the treasure room area. And the one thing we definitely want to get is torches. So if we take a look at this real quick, take a look at this library because this will give you the best example. So if you look at the library efficiency here, it's 27% and it's 55% on the actual bookcases. Now if I place some torches in here, and they're a little funny to kind of get orientation wise. But if I place some torches in here, it'll light the room up, and the efficiency will go to 100% for the bookcases and should be 50% for the regular tiles, which is good. The higher the efficiency, obviously, the more mana you'll gain. And it's the same for training rooms or anything like that. The higher the efficiency, the higher or more effective it is for their training. So if we actually take a look in the library now, efficiency is at 100%, and the tiles are now at 50%. All very good things. Obviously, I want to try to light up everything I can for the most part. Let's do that. Let's cut down some more trees. Just keep cutting trees. Deforestation. Every single game I play, it's like just deforestation. So much deforestation. Okay, let's get that because somehow I must have missed it. Keep placing torches. There's always something to do. That's why I like this game. It's one of those games where there's always something to do. That's why I fell in love with Dwarf Fortress, because there just wasn't a single second where I didn't feel like I had a million things I had to get done. And I really like that feeling for whatever reason. Just like feeling busy. All right, let's get a treasure room set up so we can start paying our guys. Hopefully this doesn't screw us over. Sometimes building a treasure room early in the game can really be the death of you, but sometimes it's also not an issue, so it's really a hit or miss at this point from what I've been able to find out. All right, I want to build a beast room next. I'm thinking like this. And like that. That'll give me a beast room, which will be in between where my keeper will probably be in the entrance of my fortress. And it's close to this little battle area here. This is going to be a training room. I already know that. Not everything's going to be perfect, but I'll try to make it the best I can. Start filling up the rest of these areas here. I got some areas over here to fill as well. Interesting note to make. That some people might not know if you've played this game before is this resource pile here. The minions, your imps here, they'll actually move the resources to the resource pile, and then when they actually have to build something, they don't have to go to the resource tile or the resource pile to obtain that item. That item will just randomly teleport into their inventory. So if I tell an imp to come up here and fill this with stone, he doesn't have to come down here, grab stone, bring it all the way up there. He simply has to go from wherever he is, whichever imp gets assigned the task. He simply has to run over there, and the stone just teleports to his inventory, and then he places it on the ground. So I think there was a lot of confusion for some people with that, but that is how that works. So it doesn't really matter where you place this so much. It's more important to have this near your entrance because you'll be getting resources from outside and bringing them in, as well as probably having it somewhere wherever you decide to build kind of out into gathering resources, because chances are you'll be harvesting all of this. And it has to be in the stockpile for them to actually be able to use it. So I've got the beast layer somewhat set up how I want it. They're putting the gold in there now. Hopefully we'll start acquiring beasts, because I'm assuming we're going to get enemies pretty quickly once I get all this gold in there. But maybe not, maybe not. I've got 4 orc shamans. What is going on? Okay, we got a cave bear now. Cave bears are actually pretty powerful. So that's pretty good. We're going to drop a training room in here. It doesn't need to be massive right off the bat. I want to save myself the resources if I can help it. Let's get some torches down as well. Like so. I think that looks good. We'll get some torches in the treasure room. Oop. So that's the problem. Sometimes they don't place right. Okay. Some torches in the beast room. And just a couple down this hallway here. Alright, there we go. And I think I might put one bridge here. And then I want to put an eyeball, I think, on the bridge. Can I do that? Can I not put... Oh, I can't put an eyeball on the bridge? Where do I want to put an eyeball then? You know what? I've got a good idea, actually. Let's dig this up. Let's remove this door. And move it one back. And then I can place an eyeball, which will allow me to basically see without actually being out there, because there is a line of sight. That'll actually allow me to see the entrance here. Another cave bear and a bat. Cave bears are really powerful. Bats are useful because they'll do a lot of scouting for you, so they'll go out and scout. Look at all of this research that's going on up here. Let's see what else we can get here. Let's go for traps. We'll go for traps so we can start getting traps set up soon. For traps, though, actually, now that I think about it, to actually get traps, I need to get... I need ironworking. No. Do I need ironworking? Actually, no, I don't think I do need ironworking. But I do need to have a forge and stuff set up. If you go into manufactories, or manufactories, oh my god, manufactories, you get a workshop and a forge. I actually need to get those built up and good to go. So, yeah, here we are. So we are out of time for this episode. I think this is going to be a really fun series. It should be quite interesting to see what we have in store for us. So I do hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you next time.